Local governments are the engine rooms. Otherwise, you will die. So the structure of itself already tells me they are not seriously committed to the outcomes. Because by this structure, it's too centralized.
It can't. It's too centralized.
So, inclusive education is linked at the end of the day to all of these other deeper conversations. It can't be divorced from them. But from a textbook position, there are many easy. I'll draft a document. I have it. I wrote it for them in my policy brief on strengthening, education in emergencies. I talked extensively about what things they need to do to strengthen gender-based, schooling and education.
Is this at the state level or at the federal level?
All the levels. All the levels.
So we try to get the book into the
all the levels
in Abuja.
And the school you're talking about, your child is probably in private school. Private schools don't even have that much gatekeeping. It's one principal that will look at it. She has to follow curriculum and put curriculum. But for reading list, she can put anything. She can recommend to parents anything. So anything, agendas are being set there. After all, we have Franco Nigeria, we have French schools here.
Yes.
We have American schools.
Yes.
You think they are serving America? They are outposts for their countries. They are outposts. They are embassies for their countries and whatever culture prevails in those spaces, right? So if you don't know what your visitor, how to limit your visitor, so do you understand? So this thing is big. It's a big concept, and it comes down to when you talk about things that you're dealing with ideological, philosophical components, right? So ideologies creep in, and mind you, already the internet is already
It's right there. There's
and your children are already exposed to then a teacher
no restrictions
and for somebody now even approves it in the it becomes reinforced. It becomes then the child will be arguing with the mother and no. So you're trying to preach one value in your home. Everything around
is fighting against
shaping the child differently. It's a struggle. So these are some of the issues. It comes down to the regulatory structures, the gatekeeping structures, and what ideologies have we embraced today? Have we even had that conversation of what we want to be as a Nigerian people in a global order today? It was scary when President Obama came and was saying they should abolish their anti-gay laws. I said no. So that signaled to the country that no, this is our own. We still maintain this one. For us, sex is still binary. It's male and female. So, but it wasn't even. My point, it wasn't even intentional. It was that random visit that made me make a statement that became representative as a national ideological posture. But what national ideological posture do we have in the world in which we're existing today? What have we defined as our own values that must be passed through our own educational institution? Have we had that conversation? Does National Orientation Agency even do anything to promote a specific, honesty, hard work? But there's other threats. Thank you.
Rhetorics without depth.
And then when you even now confront new values creeping in, based on your existing values, do they speak to the times? Or do you need to then address the ambiguities? Are there ambiguities now that you need to take a position on? For us, this is still our position. We believe that foundations of the family we want to build will be built on this kind of system. We still want to view it this way. We are not, intolerant of people who choose other things. This is us. The world is, based on, all society is based on cooperation, and so we're happy to cooperate, trade, and deal with. But this is the identity you will meet when you visit our homeland. This is who you will meet. And please don't be at war with us because we're not at war with you over it. Things like that. And so, these are kinds of positions. Have we taken them? So until you make a stand, anything goes now. So you and I are moralizing in our, but the government has not moralized for you with position. And yet your children are in public schools. You're at the mercy of the neglect and omission. So these are the issues. So you pick your school, your private school carefully. Yes, so you go to PTA, you attend. Yes, so you make your best friend. Because if not, you watching this person is changing right in front of you. And then model for families also. Hypocrisy is no longer the age of parenting. Well, hands-on. Children don't do what you say, they do what you do at the end of the day. So if as parents you're not modeling, that's the only way to fight these cultures gaining outside. We are creatures we habituate. So what I see, modeled before me consistently and with integrity is what I will take out. Sure. So affirm your child and model the behaviors you want to see, and they become you, they mirror you. But if one day you say, keep work hard, then they hear you in the house, your boss is coming, you say, I'm sick. You understand? So these are some of the foundations of all these, crisis of morals.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that triggers me to, go have a conversation with Anyway, open my links with Anyway and say, you know what, yes, but in Abuja, we had this conversation with Anyway along Nigeria's 7 core values. And from hearing you speak, I do agree that the core values need to be tweaked. The ambiguities need to be addressed. And we need to have a strong identity, really. Not the one the world gives us, but the ones that we say we want. The world can have a perspective, but I think that's based on because we don't have an identity. The moment we put forward our identity and say this is who we are, then whatever perspective they have has to change to who we say we are. I mean, that's one conversation I'm going to have. Anyway, God help me to remember that. All right, so I think over to you to ask your final question.
Okay. Well, it's been quite a charged conversation. A pleasant one though, eye-opening and thought-provoking as well, with Edem Dorothy Osai, Mrs. with plenty book inside of her head. And you can see it's not book for book's sake. The book is booking, seriously booking.
Thank you.
It's been nice having you on the program. My own question is just one final question before we round up. Is there hope? So many things have been said, and we're just seeing. It's like we're seeing the bleakness of where we are right now, and that question just keeps coming into my mind. Is there hope? And if there will be hope, what needs to be done? In closing, what do you think? What direction do you think you've mentioned here and there, but I need you to just crystallize your thoughts, in a message of hope, so that it won't be at the end of the day people who are thinking like me will just say, "We're wasting time. Let us pack our load and let us pack our load and leave Nigeria because this thing I'm hearing now." So I need you to do that so that it serves as a balance. It also serves as a message of hope. Is there hope?
So I'm even happy to do it from an authentic position, not even because I just want to balance. I truly believe there's hope. I believe there's hope because, you see, there's a difference between somebody that is in a situation that he believes is normal and okay, and then somebody that says, this is not normal, this is not okay. So every time I'm in a space like this where all of us are having these conversations, this is evidence of the hope. And there are some people who say, this is not normal, this is not normal, this is not normal. What is now critical is how to crystallize that and become a force against what is accepted as the norm, right?
Who's trying to drown us.
Yes, that's where the complexity comes about from. Because, reform, change, transformation, they are long-term, commitments. They are not, one-off. They are not immediate. They also involve a lot of progress and drawback. So you see progress, you see this. So people fall out. So many, competing needs. The person that wants to drive reform may not see reward there, and he has to feed his family. So many factors. But ultimately, yes, I'm completely of the optimistic view that Nigeria is not a hopeless case. Nigeria at all. In fact, interestingly, apart from even all this cliche of, the Chinese, I think the Chinese word for crisis, they say when you turn it the opposite, it means opportunity. But apart from all those, cliches, as mundane as it sounds, that's the truth. In every problem lies the opportunity. What therefore is the way out is problem solvers. Opportunity, people converting opportunities from that problem. I think that one of the best ways to tackle Nigeria is to choose to demarcate your area of influence. Demarcate your area of influence and be very strategic. so that as you're changing or influencing, say for instance the example I gave of the CT scan, lack of the CT scan, it doesn't mean that you need to leave everything you are doing and become a crusader for CT scans, right? So it just simply means that there's that problem you've identified. How can you channel some of the billions that you're making? Can we form a collective? Some of us, billionaires, form one small association, healthcare cooperative or whatever, and be pulling monies together. I say for every machine that is missing, so for the next 5 years, maybe there's 10 of us, let's put this money, and get for Osun State for ourselves. It can be for the billionaire collective or whatever group. It's just one person's small area of influence. Get these machines, put them in a set, maybe a dedicated clinic or hospital or whatever, arrange the infrastructure that will drive it, maybe the electricity and whatever supply. Then until the day you need it, you can giving it available at subsidized rates to lesser, privileged individuals. But that's one person who is in a different domain. His area might be entropy, whatever, but you've seen another problem. I think that we just need to wake up. I think a lot of people are sleeping. A lot of people are in their isolated privileges. You're just, so we're desensitized. So we're not fully aware. We're still in an abstract world. We're still like, when you think about Nigeria, a lot of us are in our abstractions. We're in our abstract bubbles. I think that the first thing is to bust the bubble. If we all wake up and see that collective problem as ours, just pick one. You will find that your system begins to trickle upwards, not just trickling down. And then the government hears of you, and they see a model. What do I do with Oyo illiteracy in my NGO? We take 20 computers, and every week 20 computers train 80 children. Nobody has carried my story yet about that. BBC hasn't, but am I not influencing? Over a period of five weeks, children that didn't know how to switch on the computer, suddenly they're doing PowerPoints. Suddenly do you understand? They can go on and become graphic.
That's why we're still going to have a serious conversation.
So it depends on it. So I'm not overwhelmed by the problem that mama problem with education, because I'm seeing is that in a term alone, we're able to train at least 240. If we're going to break down the term of 13 weeks into those, 5 months and I'm able to do maybe 2 cycles, 2.5 cycles, 80, 160 plus another half. I'm already in one term. That's 220 children who would not have had a chance to even write a CBT exam. So, pick an area of influence. Don't look at the problem from the area of view. This is the time.
You see, this CBT you mentioned you just touched a sore point in our hearts. It's part of the things we're planning to do this year. Because let these children have a fighting chance at passing an exam. You've put their lives inside CBT, and they don't even know how to put a system on.
They don't see the system. They don't even see. So, but with our pull and rotate method, because if I put it in one facility, how many children will be
exactly?
I take it to them. This is just one person able to reach. So I think that it's just about waking up, and then that's it. So if we keep thinking only for ourselves, you will be rich only for yourselves. True. But that person now, one day I might need to hire somebody, and I will find that person. I tell the person maybe 20, 10 years ago, I wait for them, but I will be able to benefit.
You do remember me?
They might not even link it. In the whole spectrum of human existence, we might never be able to make that connection again. But one way or another, I will benefit from some higher skilled person because I introduced this. That's the way it's meant to run. So I think that's the solution. Just find that area that you can influence, however small.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's hope.
Thank you for coming.
This political monster can be dealt with separately, but this is
there's hope.
Just encourage me, let me use the word me, to push with that thing you talked about. Like, how do you keep it like? Let's hope.
And you're still doing your business venture, so to feed your family. But that find cutting off a portion of it to address one problem of the neighborhood. I'm done. I'm not asking anything else.
No, that was my final question, and so I would like to just say a very, very big thank you. I know you have a very, very busy schedule, busy itinerary, but you still found time for us. Even before we started the interview, she was already doing stuff on her laptop, and all of that. And okay, when you're ready, just tell me. So we know how it must have, taxed you to carve out that time. And I mean, you've not been looking at your watch or being in a hurry or anything. You've just been pouring out, over and over, on and on like that. I'm very grateful for that. I'm sure a lot of people will benefit from the wisdom nuggets that you have thrown out there. And I'll be back, definitely.
Anytime.
I'll be back.
Anytime.
So, there you have it, our viewers. It's another episode of School Talk Café coming to an end. It's another episode of School Talk Café coming to an end, and we're really, really glad we had this particular conversation. Just like the other one we had with Mommy Are, this proves to be another exciting, in-depth conversation. And I know a lot of you are going to be having one or two things to say. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and follow. Till we come your way, same time, next episode is bye from Sele.
And again.
And Edem Osai.